Last Christmas, billionaire CEO Clara Reynolds was stranded in a small snowy town, where a humble carpenter and his son reminded her what love and kindness truly meant. But some stories don't end with a perfect Christmas night. Some take a little longer to find their way home. Snow drifts quietly over Maplewood again. The same streets, the same quiet diner, but time has changed everything. Clara's sleek black car slows to a stop outside what used to be the little cafe that once smelled of cinnamon and laughter. She steps out, heels sinking into the snow, her breath forming small clouds in the cold air. A year has passed since she left that envelope, and every sleepless night since had led her back here. But the diner was dark now, its wooden sign hanging loose, half buried in snow. A man shoveling nearby paused. "You lookin' for Ethan Miles?" Her heart stilled. "Yes. Do you know where he is?" The man nodded slowly. "Moved out after the fire. Lost his workshop. Heard he's somewhere near Willow Creek." She stood there in silence, eyes glistening in the cold. The world had changed again, and she was no longer sure where she belonged in it. If this story already feels like something you've missed, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because sometimes the next chapter isn't about love found, but love waiting. The road to Willow Creek was long and quiet, endless fields of white stretching beneath a pale gray sky. Clara's driver slowed as they reached the edge of the small town. It wasn't much. A few wooden houses, smoke curling from chimneys, and a half-burned workshop standing like a memory of something once full of life. She stepped out, brushing snow from her coat. The air smelled of pine and ash. A sign still hung crookedly above the ruined door, "Miles and Son Carpentry." Clara pushed the door open, its hinges groaning softly. Inside, dust and silence filled the space. But on the old counter lay something. A small, weathered envelope tucked beneath a cracked photo frame. Her heartbeat slowed. She reached for it with trembling hands. The handwriting was unmistakable. "To Clara, in case you ever come back." She opened it carefully, eyes scanning every line. Ethan's words were simple, raw, and real. "I never knew what to say that night. You changed something in me, and maybe someday I'll have the courage to tell you in person. But if you never come back, thank you. You reminded me that love still exists." Clara's breath caught. Her eyes filled. She folded the letter gently, holding it to her chest. For the first time in years, she didn't know what to do next. She found what she didn't expect. Not love waiting for her, but love left behind. And if your heart already feels that ache, hit subscribe, like, and share, because what happens next will make you believe in fate again. By the time Clara reached the town square, the sun was beginning to set behind the hills. Lanterns lined the streets, and a small Christmas fair buzzed softly under falling snow. The scent of roasted chestnuts and pine needles filled the air, the kind of simple magic she had almost forgotten existed. Children laughed near the carousel. And then, through the crowd, she heard a familiar voice, soft, bright, unforgettable. "Dad, look, the star." Clara froze. Her eyes scanned the fair until she saw him. Noah, taller now, his cheeks pink from the cold, holding a tiny wooden star just like the one from last year. He stood near a small craft stall, showing it proudly to the woman behind the counter. For a moment, Clara couldn't move. Every memory of that snowy night came rushing back. When Noah turned, their eyes met. He blinked, confused at first, then his face broke into a smile. "Miss Clara?" She knelt down, tears burning behind her eyes. "Hey there, champ, you've grown." He grinned. "Dad told me you were a dream. I said dreams don't write letters." Clara laughed softly, her voice trembling. And he was right. She looked around, scanning the crowd. "Where's your dad?" Noah pointed toward a nearby street, but before she could ask more, he was pulled away by a friend, shouting, "He'll be here soon." Clara stood there, heart racing, caught between hope and fear. She found the boy who once believed in Christmas magic, but the man she came for was still missing. If your heart's not ready for what happens next, subscribe, like, and share, because the next few minutes will make you hold your breath. Snow began to fall harder, blurring the warm lights of the fair. Clara followed the direction Noah had pointed, down a narrow street lined with candles and wreaths. Every step echoed softly in the cold. And then she saw him. Ethan stood outside a small wooden chapel, helping an elderly woman carry firewood up the steps. His coat was dusted with snow, his hair longer, his movements slower, but it was him. That same quiet strength. That same warmth. Clara stopped halfway across the street. Her breath caught. 1,000 words she'd rehearsed in her mind vanished in the swirl of snow between them. As if sensing her, Ethan turned. Their eyes met, just for a heartbeat. Recognition flashed in his face. Shock, then something deeper. But before he could move toward her, a car pulled up beside him. Someone called his name, a woman's voice. He turned briefly, helping the passenger out with a gentle smile. By the time he looked back, Clara was gone. She stood at the corner, hidden by the falling snow, tears glimmering under the streetlight. The letter still in her hand felt heavier than ever. She found him again, but maybe not the way she hoped. Sometimes, love doesn't wait. It lingers, watching quietly, afraid to breathe too loud. Slight pause, then deeper tone. And if you truly want to know what happens next, how fate crosses their paths once more, and what becomes of that letter, comment Part 3 below. Maybe the next snowfall will bring the answers.